Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. It's been a minute since I've done a video, but I'm here today to do one. So we're going to make some altar paper clips today. I have a new project I'm working on, and I wanted to do something a little different than my other altar paper clips I've made in the past, which were made out of old book pages, and there's that type. I've done a video on these little pocket paper clips, so if you missed that one, I will link this one below this one. And this is I use die cuts for these. So this today is completely different because I did these paper clips with some old packaging because I wanted them to be a little heavier. And this is just the back of an old like paper pad. You know, the backs of your paper pads are good. I'm working on a new journal, so I'm going to use some images from this kit I'm working with. And I'll show you a couple options to images, to illustrations. So this is a beautiful kit I'm working with, and we're going to make this project today using a couple of illustrations from this kit, Junk with Steph, her Blooming Botanicals kit. It's the wildflowers of the British Isles. So I'm working on a new journal using that and one other kit. So these were fun to create, and let me just show you what I have here and what we're going to do today. These are dangled paper clips, and they're done a little heavier, and they're done with die cuts and craft paper for the back, or you can use any paper. So you can see here's the back and here's the front, and I'm going to show you how I constructed them. They're quite easy, and I did simple dangles on the bottom of each one, and there is some Mod Podge on the top. Now this one let me sit down. I always start my videos standing up, so I'm going to sit down. This has, I tied it on, this is just a eyelet, hole punch in the bottom. You don't even have to put the metal eyelets in. You can just do a hole punch. And I made simple dangles. Most of them are beaded dangles, done with a head pin and just some beads, and this one I tied on with some embroidery floss. Then I came in and pulled out my scrap containers, one of them, and I just pulled out, I've got a bunch of old cut off trims here, and that's what we're going to use today. So whatever's on my desk, hopefully, is what we're going to use, because we're going to create a couple of these. But let me show you. This one was done with one of the botanical images. This one I did with vintage music paper. So that was just glued to the packaging. So like this packaging, I had another packaging. I think one of these was even a cereal box, because I liked, it wasn't too thick like a heavy chipboard, and it was, but it gave some substance to the paper clips. So they'll hold up with time. And I just glued the music paper on. I also did some with, let me see, a vintage sewing pattern paper. These are the directions from the sewing pattern. So each one is a little bit different. This one I just did a dangle of a key and did some trims and a little bling, and this one says today, this one says time. So they just clip right on the package, or right on your page. And this has some genuine jade beads that I had, and I just made an easy dangle and then clipped them with a bulb pin at the top so you can remove the dangles, or whoever's gonna get the books can remove the dangles and just use, you know, just use the paper clip. So there's 3. Here's 3 more. This one I did a double, 2 smaller eyelets and a larger eyelet in the middle, and a gold bulb pin. And this has some of these beautiful cloisonne beads with some gold in the middle, and this just says rest at the top. There's some trims. You can trim these out or you can keep them plain. This one I did the dangle on. See the pretty purple dangle. I left that one plain and just sewed around the outside, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. This one I actually sandwiched cheesecloth in between the bottom. Okay, so let me just show you real quick because we are going to construct these. I used these 2 die cuts, but you don't have to use a die cut. You can just take, you know, draw a round circle. If you want it nice and good and round, I'd suggest using, you know, the bottom of a container. Actually, this would probably even do better. And this one would be a big one, but I could use the bottom of my, you know, any of my glues or anything round you've got. If you don't have die cuts, you don't have to have die cuts, but I use these 2, and I also made some smaller ones. Let me see. Where are they? Oh, they're somewhere on my desk. Oh, here they are. This size. Okay, so I did do some smaller ones, and I did some smaller circle ones like this one. Now here's this one. It says fun, and just did some little... I did do the cheesecloth in between the 2 pieces, so that would have been glued right in the middle, right there in the middle, but I'm going to show you how to do those, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So I've got these 2. I have... This one is actually a little pocket. I'm going to show you how I made that. And also a place to journal up on the inside of that. So that was fun. You know, you can take these as far as you want. And did a little dangle at the bottom there, and then we've got a little pocket here and 2 little pieces of ephemera that I just popped in there. So that's in that one, and on this side it just says vacation. This one's got a nice big dangle on the bottom. Some embellishment there, a little flower, and this is a piece of the pattern, sewing pattern direction, and I've got this large dangle here with these black, kind of steel black beads. I forget what you call that. And this says enjoy the moment. So I've got those. Then I made another, this one does not have a dangle on it. So if you don't like the dangle look, you know, you don't need the dangle. But look, this gives you a little journaling for a little secret journaling spot. So, and then I've just tucked 2, this is a vintage music paper. And again, I did the cheesecloth in between, sandwiched it in between the 2 layers. This has a real pretty dangle, and I did again the 2 different sizes, one of each of the smaller ones on each side and the big one in the middle. Okay, and this has, I just did chains on the bottom of this, and then 3 you know, beautiful crystal beads at the bottom there. This one I'm going to be using in my journal that I'm making, because I used the image, one of the beautiful illustrations from the kit, and just did some silk and cotton trim up here. There's silk and then some cotton, and then the word inspire. And this has some Swarovski crystals at the bottom. And and here's 3 more. So you can see I have a lot of different varieties, so I can use them in all sorts of different books. This has some of those beautiful cloisonne beads, I think that's what you call them. And that says rest. This one says family. This says today. Or did I show you these 3? I don't know. Okay, so let's get started on how I constructed these. I'm not going to take you through the gluing the paper to the you know, the packaging, but these are 2 illustrations from that kit. So I basically just came in and glued, you know, the illustration or the book page, old book pages or old music pages or whatever you want to decorate for yours. Today we're using these illustrations because I want to make a couple more to go in one of my you know, I do a lot of journals with floral in it. So just glue that on there, and then I took it to my die cut and just die cut the shape. So this one is one of the larger and of this shape, and one of the larger of the circles. And I did some craft cardstock for the backs. So that will be the back of that. That will be the back of that. I think we're going to make a pocket on this one. I think I'm probably going to do it this way. And, oh, I just wanted to show you real quick. I had a couple of these left over, and I didn't want to make another altered paper clip, so I just glued the one side on the other, added a little Tim Holtz mini clip at the bottom with a little dangle, and just tucked a little piece of ephemera right in there, so that can be glued on a page like that. You can actually make this a tuck. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably glue around the bottom, make this a tuck, and then there's a little tuck in that. Whatever, you know, just using up extra die cuts and trying to be creative. All right, so let me get my inks out, and we'll start with this one. I did take to the machine. So you have to, if you want to sew around your you know, your paper clip, you have to do it before you put your paper clip on. So I wanted to show you that. So that would be the next step. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to find a paper clip. I think I'm going to use this green for this, and I'm going to ink. I'm going to ink this. So this is the die cut shape with the illustration. I may come in and add a little yellow, since this has yellow in it, to this. Okay, I don't have to do that side, but I do need to do one side. This will be the back. And you know, you can add the backs of these paper clips, you can add little, you know, little notes. You can journal on them. I mean, there's room on the back. Okay, so next thing is I did use a little hot glue, but I'm not going to heat that up around the paper clip part. And I want the larger part of the paper clip in the back. Now, some of these, like on the bigger paper clip, I will show you the paper clip I used a big paper clip here, would have shown. So when I came in to glue on the front piece, I kind of just brought the image up a little bit to make, and I think I'm going to do it this time too, just so you can't see the paper clip from the front. So you can see how this is offset a little bit, so it's almost like it's framed. So that's what I did to alleviate that. I had to do it in some of them. So this will go right ahead. Whoops, I got that on the wrong. I want the inked part in the back. Go ahead and glue the two pieces together to hide the inside of the paper clip. Now this is where I would come in. I might do the cheesecloth in between the other two. I kind of like that look. I would lay the cheesecloth on there and then do a little bit more glue on this one. We might do that with the next one. Line them up, and you can see I just raised it a little higher. So it's almost like it's framed. That way you cannot see the paper clip from the front. Okay, so now this one I wanted to make a pocket on. So what I did is I simply just folded this in half, and then that way it can be flipped up for some journaling space. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it first, because I always forget the inking step, and it's always harder to ink afterwards. And I want to ink on the inside too, because when you flip it open you'll see that. Inking is optional. I just like the look of it. Okay, now I'm just going to glue around the outside of this, because I don't want to glue the whole thing down, because I want it to be a little tuck spot, little pocket. Oops. I want to do a little better lining that up. Just flip that open and glue that down good. Okay, now this is where I'll come in, and I want to add a little dangle to this one. So I don't want to add the dangle through here. I have to add it through underneath here. So I'm just going to use my punch, and I've got a grommet here, or an eyelet. There. So this is where my dangle will go. It'll hang right down. Let me see if I've got here. See, like this one with the pocket. So that's on the inside. Okay, now we can either decorate it first or add the dangle. Now I have some beads here, and then we'll work on that one. That I already did, so you guys don't have to watch me go through that, because my hands are not in the best shape and they are shaky. So beading sometimes nowadays can be a challenge. I have that one too. I don't have a jump ring out here. Son of a gun, I put my beads away too. Normally right at this spot, looking through here, I would add a little jump ring right here, because they dangle a little bit better. Now this one I did not add a jump ring. Okay, I didn't on any of those right there. Now these I did. So it's not necessary if you have your little hoop at the top. So that one I did, this one I didn't, this one I did add a jump ring. So it's not necessary, so we won't. Let's get a little bulb pin, and we can figure out what bead we want to add down here. I think I'm going to save this more vivid color green one for that one, and we'll use these this is kind of cute. This is just a real simple, this was a piece of a bracelet. So you can do that. Could do both of these. See, I may come back and add a jump ring when I gotta go pull my beads out. Right in the middle, so these two, gosh, I cannot believe that I put my beads here. I see them. I wanna get a little bit more of a dangle on that. Here, I've got some out. I just have a little, I didn't put, whoops, just tripped on my, oh goodness, all my trims all over the floor. That's what happens when you don't clean up after yourself. Okay, I've got some jump rings here. Let me see if there's any in here. Here's one. There's one. Okay, let me grab my pliers behind me. These pliers, they're just real cheapies and not in the best condition. Super old, but they'll work. Let me see, this one's already partially opened. So I think I want to add, oh, then I don't, here, this one. Normally I would use 2 pliers right here, but this is, I got it. Okay, then, let me see if I have another jump ring in here that's already apart. So I'll have to take, they just get all, am I in frame, guys? I feel like I've been out of frame. They get all hooked together. I don't know how that happens, but they do. There. Okay. So I'm going to add the jump ring here. Normally you bend these 2 jump rings, you would use 2 pliers like this, but I find nowadays it's just a little harder for me. Okay, so now we've got our little pin, and there. So there's our dangle, and it can be removed, you know, because I just have it on there with a ball pin. Or if you wanted it to be more permanent, you could get a larger jump ring and put the jump ring right through your eyelet. Whatever you choose. While I have these out, I think, yeah, I'm gonna use this one. Actually, I don't even need a jump ring for that. So you don't have to watch me suffer through that. Okay, now we're ready to decorate this. I've got some lace and stuff here, and I've got some words. So we could use words on here. And since this is a pocket, I've got a couple of tickets here. Like this. It's a little large. I think I'll just go ahead and ink this ticket. And I'll look through my ephemera afterwards for, just gonna fold a little ticket, so that gives you more journaling room, and this will pop right in the top there. And I might get another little piece there. Okay, so I like the smell of the flowers, but I think I'm going to use that on this one, that one, because the color is a little bit better. So what do I have? I have Hope, Create. I need to print some more out. Family. Let's do Family. So the neat thing about these is you can move them from place to place in your journals. Like if you wanted to do a spread on your family, then you could use this and move it around. So let me just ink this little word. Okay, and let me see what I have here that I might like better than that. I love the green. See, the green ties in with my dangles so well, and this is just a piece of, let me cut it a little bit, piece of silk from my last journal I made, and I had leftover scraps, so let's glue that on first. Put that right there. Get some strings. Let me grab my bling. Use a sticker, bead, flower. Do have this pretty flower. No, this one doesn't really go. I've got a little butterfly. You could do a little butterfly here. That would be kind of cute. Let me get my green ink. I use Shabby Shutters. Yeah, I'm mixing my inks. Is that a no-no? Doesn't ever bother me. Because everything is supposed to look, not getting a good, trying to get some green on here. Maybe this is getting, oh well, that's okay. Because this ticket's got a little butterfly on it. But I think I want another little piece of trim right there. Maybe a tiny piece of lace. I'll have to ink that. Let me see what else I've got. I think I'll cut this lace down. Oh, here I've got this. Okay, let me just grungy it up a little bit. Put that on there. It's about the layers. It's a little bit too big. Okay. And we're gonna add this word family and this butterfly somehow on here. How do I want to do that? That butterfly just seems a little large. I think I'm gonna leave the butterfly off. It's just a little too big. I don't have any other ones out here. Maybe I'll find one after and pop it on the other side. So let me just glue down my word and find a little, if I had a green, ooh, Here's something green. Could be like a flat back pearl. Little green stuck to my finger. A little green flat back pearl. There. Down here. Oh, it's so little. I'm just going to stick it down here if I can get it to unstick from my finger. You know, this is super tacky glue. I mean, super sticky. There. So here's one down. Here's the back. Whoops, it's coming. Yeah, there we go. Let's let it sit up a little bit. So that's cute. Let's make another. It's real easy. Super easy. Let me move these over here. Let's pull this up. I have a, what did I do with my other circles? Here it is. Okay, let's go ahead and ink. This one I'm not gonna make a pocket on this one. We'll just do a dangle. So pretty. I love this image. A circle. This paper clip. And go ahead and glue these two parts together. I gotta thin my Fabri-Tac, and you do that with because I use it so much and I leave the lid off, it really thickens up. Put an extra amount, if you're not using hot glue, put an extra amount around your you know, your metal paper clip. Oh, I knew it. I glued the ink side down, but that's okay. We'll just add a little ink here. Okay, now we'll add our dangle. I like to look here so I can make sure the dangle falls under where the clip, you know, the paper clip. So this will go this way. And I thought I had an eyelet out here, and I don't. You just grab another eyelet. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I think I might do gold. I'll tell you why, because I got gold in these beautiful enameled beads. So we'll use gold. Oh, while I'm at it, let me get a gold. Yeah. You can use a safety pin here, but I like the bulb pins. Okay, so let's add that on. Isn't that pretty? I like the gold. Something different. I use the antique, you know, ones far more, but okay, so here's our dangle. So there you go, there's that. Now we will, I've got this little word, smell the flowers. Let me look at my trims here. Maybe a little lace. Ooh, this is pretty. Got a little pink seam binding. I think I'll add a little bit of that. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to add the cheesecloth in the middle, but that's okay. I think what we'll do is we can do a little cheesecloth right on. I'm looking for some that's dirtied up. I've got this. I might use a little bit of that soft. This is soft eyelash trim. I might use that. Definitely going to use a piece of this. This is seam binding. So let me put a little, I'm looking to see if I have a little bit bigger piece over here of the cheesecloth, because what's on my desk is what I'm using. That's going to have to do. Now, do I want to, I don't know if I necessarily want to cover, let's put them on this side. You can see I'm doing things on an angle. I do that sometimes. I just like to do that. I don't know why. Just the way I roll. I'll do a little a little seam binding here. And I'm kind of just going to ruffle it up a little bit. If I can do it without it sticking to my fingers. A little tail on the end. Whoops, sticking. It's sticking. A little tail on the end here. That's nice. Now, I think I'm going to use this tiny piece of lace. It's kind of got a little, let me see if I have might use this. I think I'll use this, and I'm just going to do a little grungy on it. Do I want that lace on there? I don't know. I think I'm just going to do this, and then we'll add a little, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna add this little piece of yarn, and then our word, our saying, smell the flowers. And we'll add a little piece, a little bling. Let's see what I've got. This is fine. Let me see where I want to put it. I think over here. Oh, everything is sticking. Sticking! Okay. Oops. This is actually the second time I'm doing this video. I didn't do the whole thing, but the mail truck came. I had just started. It was like 5 minutes in. And I had a package. The dogs were going crazy, and there would be no way you guys could have heard me. I couldn't hear myself. So here's the second one. So this one's in the circle, little dangle. See how they look on a page. Actually, here's a page right here. Look how cute that's gonna be in my book. And we have this one. Yes, Lucy. I think it's getting to be dinner time for them. And this flips up. So that's that, guys. These are altered paper clips. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thanks to everybody for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.